What's the best sleeping bag for motorcycle camping? Well, it depends. It depends on you and your situation. It's all relative. But I'm going to talk about my favorite top 5 sleeping bags. Number 1, for warm weather camping, my favorite's got to be the Sea to Summit Tanami blanket. Uh, that came out this year. We've used it in our van a few times. And if you're in weather that's 45 degrees and warmer, I think this is ideal. Actually, in the van, it's probably got around 50 degrees. I wasn't wearing any base layers or anything. I was still warm. And so definitely a very small, compact, lightweight option for, you know, maybe late spring to early fall camping. This is a really good option for you. One of the key things I really like about this over all other blankets is it has a cinch built into the bottom, so that way it cups around the bottom of the pad, and that way whenever you're pulling on it in the middle of the night, it doesn't pull up over your feet. It's little details like that that just put it above the edge of the others. For cold weather camping, my favorite pick is going to be the Sea to Summit Ascent sleeping bag. Now, I used this last year in a February ride camp out, and I really love the bag. It's a relaxed mummy style bag, and there's plenty of room for me to be able to turn sideways in the bag and sleep on my side. It does have zips on both sides and at the feet, so if I get warm, I can unzip the foot box and kick my feet out to kind of cool down. And then again, with the 2 zips on the sides, you can unzip both sides, flip it over the top, and it's easier to get in and out. The one zip is a 3/4 zip, the other zip is just a 1/4 zip. But it's a very feature-rich sleeping bag with all these extra zippers. Has a pocket for your cell phone, and it's a cool little bag, and it packs fairly well. It does come in a 15 and a 30 degree option, so depending on what range you need, definitely something to consider. The best sleeping bag for cross-country travel, or if you're just going to be sleeping in a wide range, or you do maybe just one bag to do it all, for me is going to be the Big Agnes 3-in-1 Lost Ranger. They also have the Roxy-Ann, which is the women's version. That is an awesome bag because the outer bag attaches to the pad and it has zips on both sides, and it's a very wide, kind of quilt-like bag without a hood. The secondary bag is a bag that goes inside of it, and it's their Sidewinder side sleeper style mummy bag. It is a relaxed mummy bag with a single zip down the middle, and it works really well layering it together because the one bag can be used if it's 40 degrees or higher out, and then you can pair it with the other bag to get you down to a 15 degree rating. That bag does come in a 15 and a 0 degree rating, so depending on how cold you are when you sleep or how warm you are when you sleep, you can have a little bit of variety there. This does pack really small because if you want, you can actually ditch the other bag, the inner bag, and just take the outer bag with you on a trip during the summer. And then once it gets into fall and spring where it's a little bit cooler, you can add the other bag to it. It still compresses smaller than some of the other more popular selling sleeping bags. Number 4 is going to be my favorite quilt. My favorite quilt is the Sea to Summit Ember Down quilt. Now, again, there's plenty of quilts out there, but one of the things with quilts is some of them have a really tight foot box, and I don't like my feet being tight together like that. I like a more relaxed fit. With the Ember Down quilt, it doesn't have a foot box that sews together or zips together. It actually has a kind of like the blanket where you cinch it together, and it creates these little cups on the end of the blanket or on the end of the quilt that help grab the end of the pad and prevent it from pulling up over the top of you. Also, the way this one is designed, a lot of the other quilts wrap around your body instead of the pad, and so that way, in the middle of the night, when you turn or roll one way or the other, it lifts it up and it causes a little bit of a draft. All the heat goes out, all the cold air comes in, and so what I like about the Sea to Summit Ember Down quilt is that it goes all the way around the pad. Now, this does create a little bit more material, and the straps, there's a few more straps to it, and not just one elastic band that attaches to the pad. But you don't have the issue of when you roll in the middle of the night, lifting up the quilt and all the air coming out. So, still a very small packing quilt compared to other sleeping bags, and it does come in a 30 and a 45 degree rating. And number 5 is my favorite sleeping bag for couples and a double wide sleeping bag, and it's actually going to be a tie. It's going to be between the Big Agnes King Solomon and the Sea to Summit Tanami, because the Tanami does come in a queen size blanket. Now, we've used both of these. The double bag, the King Solomon, we've used different versions from other brands, and we like this one better because it attaches to the pad. It's better for the colder weather. It has zips on both sides. It's like a big, huge comforter, but it keeps the bag attached to the pad. It keeps it centered. And if you have two pads, it actually helps hold them together. One of the other things we like about this, the King Solomon, is it's got a snap in the middle. And so instead of having one big head hole that if somebody turns or tosses in the middle of the night, all the hot air comes out, this snaps together and it keeps it where you don't lose a lot of heat. We've used some other couple bags that zip together, and we lose a lot of heat that way. Now, for warmer weather, the Sea to Summit Tanami has been awesome because we've used it in the van a couple of times this year for the rallies. And when it's warmer outside, you can just throw that on. You don't need to have anything else. It packs super small, and it's still just as cozy. It's like a big old down comforter. And just like the single version of the Tanami, it does have that cinch on the bottom, which helps cup the pads, so that way you don't pull it up over the top of you and pull it up over your feet. So there you have it. There's my 5 picks for the different types of sleeping bags. You got warm weather, cold weather, a quilt, a cross-country bag, and a doubles bag. So let me know in the comments below which one of those bags would be your favorite pick. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you around the campfire.